Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Keto Granny. Hey you all, tonight I'm just doing a check-in and doing a live just to give an update on how I am doing on my carnivore journey. I have one more day of moving that I actually need to complete, and so I hope to get that done tomorrow. And it's really hello and welcome back to my channel. I don't know if you heard me earlier because I'm looking now and I see where I was almost muted. You might as well say where I was almost muted. Hello, Joshua. How are you? How are you doing tonight? I am just doing a live. Hadn't been on here in a while. How are you doing? Joshua Gabriel. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I have been doing the carnivore diet, and it's something that I am really, really enjoying. I was trying to set my StreamYard where it could be seen, but it doesn't seem to be working right. I'm playing with it a little bit to see if I can get it to come in. I'm awesome. That's great. That is great, Joshua. My body was slim now. Okay, good for you. Good for you. Sounds like you're doing excellent. I was watching you the other day. You were outside working out. So that's something that I have been moving for about the past week. I've been stressed out for about the past month, just getting everything ready. And then, oh, you say you enjoyed beef and chicken. Beef and chicken are good meals to eat. Yes, they are. Beef and chicken are good meals to eat. I eat a lot of beef, especially now since I've been doing the carnivore diet. I eat a lot of beef. I enjoy eating the beef. And also, um, I do the steaks, I would say occasionally. Steaks, some of the meat cuts have really, really went up. And one of those meat cuts is steak. I was checking my PT and INR as I thought I would check some of my levels as I hadn't done that in a while. My PTINR is 2.6 tonight. My numbers have to be between 2 and 3 as far as my PTINR is concerned. So my doctor is adjusting my medication where it will fit the carnivore diet. Um, it got out of whack a couple of nights ago. And when that happens, what I have to do is add in um, some greens to my diet in order for my numbers to stay between 2 and 3, which is my PT and INR range. So sometimes, occasionally on my carnivore journey, you will see me add in a leafy green vegetable. I did that last week and I chose broccoli. And I tell you, just as soon as I added that broccoli into my diet, I did bloat. I did bloat. But that is what I have to do. And so I'm um, experimenting with different vegetables that I can use. Hello, I'm sorry. I just now noticed that you were live. Thanks for sharing experience with us. Oh, you are so, so welcome. I am really enjoying the carnivore diet. And I tell you, just as long as I stick to the carnivore diet and I eat mostly the meats, certain dairies that I have found out don't cause a lot of inflammation in my body. And then I add in, I love bacon. So bacon is not hard for me to add into my diet. A lot of times, what I do now is I get my bacon and I make my bacon and I put it in the refrigerator. And I actually just I use my bacon to snack on, to eat on, and it really does help. And then also, if I want something like a cheeseburger, I'll make my hamburger patty, and then I can always add my bacon to that. So there are a lot of I have found there are many ways that you can cook your meat, and you can make your meat to your liking with your with your different seasonings and your spices, and it's really easy and simple. I feel like carnivore. My journey is more or less going to be carnivore, keto, or keto carnivore. On days that I want to treat myself, I am going to do keto. And I say that because there may be days that I may want something a little bit different, and then those will be the days that I will do the keto. But my main journey, the main tool that I am using is carnivore. I was looking at some of the meals that I eat a lot of, or that I have eaten a lot of, especially while losing the past 100 pounds. I have had a lot of carnivore meals in my diet. However, I did not know that I was doing carnivore. Um, I considered it just to be keto on steroids. I considered it to be very, very low carb keto, and I find out that the easiest way to stay low carb is to eat just meats. If you can eat just meats, then you will stay very, very low carb in your weight loss journey. And you know what I kind of figured out for myself that seems to help, even if I fall off a little bit during the daytime, it doesn't make, I would say, like a whole lot of difference, because as long as I'm still under those 20 total carbs, if I have added in some carbs, I still have great, great results. So I believe that the carnivore diet is very, very good as far as helping a person lose weight. It helps with your cravings. I have not had a lot of cravings since I have been doing carnivore. But now I do want to say, because I am with my daughter now, and they have had lots of candy laying around, and I have picked up a couple of pieces. So I am guilty of that, and it's the caramel. Before, what I would do is I would make myself some of the keto caramel or something like that to satisfy that craving, or to satisfy when I wanted that taste. But since I'm doing carnivore, that is not something that is allowed. And I am really actually liking the fact that I haven't really been using any sweeteners. So that is something that I just found that kind of just happened naturally, that I haven't been using a lot of the sweeteners, when before I did, because I am one of those who I believe if you need a treat, or if you needed to eat something like that, and especially when I was doing keto, then I felt like it was all right to add in those type of things as far as keto treats, the ones that you made yourself, not the ones that are prepackaged. I feel like if you're going to have a keto treat, it's best to make them yourself so you know exactly what you are getting. But this helped me to get past those cravings that I was having, so that I was able to be successful and to stay focused on my weight loss journey. So those type of things do really, really help. So I can't, say that, you know, you should not use those type of things. But if you find something that works for you, that you're using to replace a food that you have a problem with, then I say go for it. I say if it's something that's going to help you control that craving, then go ahead and add that into your meal and replace the food that you're having the problem with. I had a lot of problems with different foods. So what I did was I experimented with a lot of keto foods. I experimented with a lot of new foods that I wasn't really acquainted with, so that I could start to develop my palate. Let's say that, my taste buds, because for so long I just ate certain foods and certain things, a lot of fast foods, sweets, and different things like that. So I had to train my palate to get used to eating other foods that were much healthier than what I was eating. I used Google, and I Googled different keto grocery lists, and I took those grocery lists and I marked off foods that I ate, foods that I didn't eat. Um, I circled foods that I wanted to try. Um, I also, decided that I wanted to add in some type of exercise. When I first started exercising, I was not able to get up and to walk or to jog or to run or do any of those things. And I didn't go out and just get a gym membership because I knew that I would not use it. I had a treadmill that was right there in my front room that I tried to use occasionally, but it was not on a regular basis. So I knew that getting a gym membership was going to be a waste of money. However, I did do that later on. Just a moment. Come in. Yes. Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Lost my train of thought there, my grandson. But I did a lot of things that I felt was going to help me be successful. Like I say, I Googled lists, grocery lists. I watched certain, I found people that I liked the way that they ate. I found people that were actually doing the keto diet and who were successful on the keto diet. I looked at the type of foods that they ate. I looked at the way that they cooked their foods. And one person that I really, really followed a lot, her name was, they called her, she was Keto. I haven't been able to find her on YouTube a lot. I know she had gotten off for a while and she came back. But she really inspired me to make me feel that I could be successful during the keto diet. So I started with the ketogenic diet and I lost over 100 pounds. I lost 157 pounds on the ketogenic diet. I gained back about 40, 45 pounds, and I have lost most of that now, where I have about 15 to 20 pounds almost to lose to get back to where I was. The smallest that I have been, and that was down to 211 pounds. So it took last year, I think it took a whole year to lose 22 pounds. So when I first started out on my weight loss journey, within 4 months, I had lost 60 pounds. So that was averaging 15 pounds a month when I first started on my weight loss journey. And that was doing strict keto, clean keto. Um, then within 4 more months, within 5 more months, by 9 months, I had lost 100 pounds. It's when I lost my first 100 pounds during the ketogenic diet. Then my weight loss slowed down where I lost 20 pounds, and that took a year to lose that 20 pounds. This year, I started my weight loss journey off at around 251 pounds, and I am presently down to 236 pounds. So it has taken me from January the 1st until June to lose that amount of weight. So that would be 251, 241, what's that, 10, 41, 40. what is it, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36. So 15 pounds. So my weight loss for this year is a little bit faster than it was last year, but I had a stall there for a while. And the way I got the scale to start moving again was I started doing the carnivore diet. I started doing the carnivore diet. I've been doing the carnivore diet now for, it has been 1 month, about 1 month. During that month, I lost, as far as from where my scale started at first on the carnivore diet, I believe it was at 243, and now I'm down to 236. So the carnivore diet, it will get your scale moving if you are eating like you're supposed to, and I mean really, I guess just eating basically the way that you should. Um, Getting used to eating just meat for me wasn't really hard, but now that I have been doing it for a while, it has become to me like very monotonous, I would say. But I am finding, like I said, I can take my meats and I can cook them different ways. Like while I was moving, I just took ground beef, and before I started moving, I cooked a pot of ground beef and I put it in a container. And I said, this is what I'm going to use to help me stay focused on my journey while I am moving and getting everything done. Now I've been moving now, it's been almost a week, and I still have to go back and make one more trip to finish everything off. But that ground beef that I cooked, it saved me. It helped me to stay focused on what I was doing. It helped me to stay focused on my foods. Um, I didn't get to take a lot of pictures of the ground beef because, like I said, eating the same thing, I would put mustard. I used different seasonings, to season that ground beef so that I would eat it and everything. I even made some that was like taco meat. And it tasted good to me, and I even left a little bit of that grease in there, and that actually that actually tasted good to me when I ate it. Now, any other time I think of when I was back in the day eating and that grease was on there, I poured all that grease off because I was always raised to think that fat makes you fat. And that's not something to eat. But I'm saying now, since I've learned about the keto diet and the carnivore diet, eating for me is really, really different now. And we, especially at my age, we have been trained to eat a certain way all of our life. We have been trained to eat a certain way all of our lives. So that is instilled in us. And that is something that we also instilled within our generation and within our kids and everyone, that they should eat a certain way, which was basically the standard American diet. And then also, a lot of us as African Americans, we ate foods a lot that were very fattening us, a lot of things that were like grains and different things like that. There were certain foods that we have eaten that, like a lot of people, they say that pork isn't good. Pork is actually very, very good. There was one point when I would not eat pork because I've heard so many people say just such bad things about pork. And then I started reading things about pork and then seeing different things about pork. But since I have been doing keto and since I have been doing carnivore, pork is a very, very good meat to eat. I eat a lot of ribs. Here recently, I've been eating pork steak, and these meats can be cooked very, very good. They taste good, and I hear people say that chicken is not good to eat, but I do. I use chicken in my as part of my menu, as part of my meal plans. You can cook the chicken with the skin on. I even use the chicken with the skin off. But to me, you can eat any type of meat that you want, is what I understand. And that is what I have been doing, is eating any type of meat that I basically want and cooking it. When I cook, I have been using bacon grease. A lot of that. I use, now I must say, I still have been spraying the avocado oil in the pan. So maybe that's something that I need to stop doing because it is like a plant based, but I'm so used to using that instead of using like a grease. So I do use the avocado oil to spray my pan if I'm frying now. But I use bacon grease. I use a lot of butter. I'm starting to use tallow. I do have some lard, but I have not used the lard yet as far as just, slicing into that bar and actually using it. But I am salting my meats. I'm adding a little bit more salt to my meats. I don't add a lot of salt to my meats because I have high blood pressure. And so I don't salt my meats down a lot. My doctor has um, told me a certain amount of salt that I can use, but I stay well under that. So um, my salt intake is good. I did, like I say, check my labs like last week, and my triglycerides have been as high as 200, you all. But last week, I was sitting here looking at my labs again just now. Let's see if I can find them. But my triglycerides, they were down to something now. They run, I believe it's in the 90s. So I was just sitting here thinking of how some of my labs have improved greatly since I have been doing the carnivore diet. My Here I have them in front of me now. My triglycerides are now at 126, and the highest that they were was when I started keto, and they were up as high as 200. Now they are 126, which is really a great improvement um, for my triglycerides. My LDL cholesterol now is 110, and that looks like my LDL cholesterol that is inching up slowly because it started down at 70, and that was in 2008 when it was in the 70s. But it by 2016 it was at 81, and let's see, 2018 at 106, 2020 at 106, and now it is 110. So even though it's going up, it does seem like it's going up at a slow rate. And let's see, my HDL is 61, and before it was 63. So it looks like the HDL went down some. My cholesterol was 184. It is now 193. So it went up some, my cholesterol. Um, I wasn't fasting. Now, the next time I take my labs, I do want to be fasting because I really do want to get a better reading on that, um, just for comparison purposes. A lot of times I was listening to Dr. Ken Berry, and he says that when you're doing your testing, that it's really best if you take your test while you are fasting. I know a lot of the doctors, they have told me that it's not necessary. So I kind of have been doing that. But for me to really see my numbers and everything, the next time that I take my labs, I am going to be fasting. Dr. Berry did say it's best to be fasting for anywhere from 12 to 14 hours. So that is something that I will be making sure that I will be doing. However, now since I have been doing carnivore now, my bun went up, and so the normal range is 6 to 24. Mine was 28, and my GFR went down a little bit to 55. So they said that was a little low, but they said that just means that I am was showing dehydration, which I knew that I was because for the a couple of days before then, I wasn't drinking as much fluids as I normally had been. And I do aim to drink anywhere from at least 4 to 6 bottles a day, as far as my minimum amount, as far as liquids. I'm gonna take a drink right now. Now, the water that I'm drinking right now, I have apple cider vinegar in this, and I have some lemon juice. I didn't put any Himalayan pink salt in here today for the simple fact that when I cooked, I added Himalayan pink salt to my meat. So, like I said, I try not to overdo it when I am adding in salt, just because of my blood pressure issues. Mm. But I have been trying to make sure that I'm staying hydrated, which is very, very important, not just on the carnivore diet, but on any diet. And as part of everyday life, just make sure that you're staying hydrated and replenishing your electrolytes so that you will feel your best. Um, it's really easy to stay on the carnivore diet. Uh, like I said, it's basically just involved eating meat. I am experimenting with different cuts of meat. I did get a cut of meat the other day that I did not like at all. It was so tough. And I believe it was the shoulder or the butt, something like that. But I'm going to make sure I don't buy that again, because I tried to tenderize it and everything, and nothing really worked. So that's not something that I'll be trying again. Um, the meats that I like to eat a lot on the carnivore diet, I'm finding, are ground beef is one of the most budget friendly meats to buy and to have. And you can make so many dishes out of the ground beef. You can make meatloaf, you can make a carnivore meatloaf out of the ground beef, you can make burger patties, um, you can make taco meat, you can make your ground beef so many different ways. You can make hamburger bowls, you can make breakfast beef bowls, you can make different taco bowls, a lot of different things that you can make. And you may have to add in a little bit of dairy, which I do when I'm doing those type of things, but it gives the meat a different flavor. Like today, I made a hamburger patty, and I made like a keto holiday sauce that I um, put on there using cream cheese and heavy whipping cream, a little bit of chicken broth and different things, and some flavorings. And I made a really good hollandaise sauce um, to put over my burger patty. So it was very good. I ate that just a little bit ago, and that's how I'm ending my day as far as my last meal today. And it was a patty. I would say it's probably at least a 4 ounce, 4 to 5 ounce patty that I had, because I wanted to make sure that I was getting, quite a bit of protein. And then I'm gonna have to go to the store because I like to use the sugar-free jellos. Sometimes I like to have a sugar-free jello, and I will use that, you know, as a little treat for myself, since gelatin is allowed. I say, okay, sugar-free jello, I'll use that, and that comes in handy. Also, for a treat, when I want more protein. If I need more protein, I will take a sugar-free Jello, and I will add some cottage cheese to that. Since they say, I can have dairy, I found a good cottage cheese that didn't have all that extra stuff in there. So I had just put the cottage cheese with my sugar-free Jello, and then I wanted to make sure I added in just a little bit more protein. So I added in some protein powder that I had. And I believe it was an egg white protein powder that I used, that I usually use to cook. But I mixed that in there with the jello and the cottage cheese. And it didn't taste bad at all. And I knew that, how do I want to say, it raised my protein intake. So You can find different ways to raise your protein intake while you are doing carnivore that tastes good also. So I did enjoy that as a little, to me, it was a carnivore treat because it was just the gelatin, it was the cottage cheese, and then I just added in a little bit of protein powder. Egg white protein powder is all it was. So that was something that I got to enjoy. Um, like I said, drinking plenty of water. And then I've been using bone broth. Now, I haven't got to make any more yet, but I do have my bones over at the other place that I have to get out the freezer. I haven't emptied my freezer all the way. I left my frozen vegetables in there, and I left my ice trays. And let's see, I did get my meat out. I made sure I got my meat out, but I do have to go back and finish those things. Um, but I was just going to say that it is very important to make sure that we are staying dehydrated, drinking plenty of water, and that I have been using bone broth. The bone broth has been helping me a lot. Um, I'll sip on it through the day, or mainly in the morning. I'll get up, I'll have my bone broth. I'll make a choice if I want bone broth that morning, or if I want apple cider vinegar with some lemon juice in it and a little bit of Himalayan pink salt. Those are usually my main drinks that I choose to have when I am doing carnivore or anything. Usually, those are the ones that I like to drink. And lemon water is very, very good to drink also, just the lemon water by yourself. If you are adding in apple cider vinegar, it's good to drink it through a straw because it will, I don't want to say that acid can possibly, damage your teeth. Apple cider vinegar is acid. So just remember that. Don't want to just overdo it. Um, Also, I find that eggs are very, very handy as far as on the carnivore diet because you can make omelets. You can make a lot of little dishes like little quiche dishes. Um, a lot of things that you can make using your eggs. You can add cheese. You can add bacon to your eggs. Um, so eggs are very, very good. Today I got up and I was like, what am I going to have for breakfast? Now last night I made us some tri-tip steaks, and I made us like about one, two and a half pieces of tri-tip steak each. So it was quite a bit on our plates, and that's what we had for dinner. And then I make a butter sauce with that because I cook the tri-tip steaks in butter sauce, and it's seasoned very, very good. And I'm really surprised that I just really enjoy just eating meat and not having anything else with it. My husband had some broccoli I put on his plate, and he didn't eat his broccoli. So this morning when I got up, I took the I think it was like three little stalks of broccoli, and I put that on my plate. Basically, before it got to my plate, I had already ate it. I told him, okay, that can count as some green veggies for me. So I just took, like I said, I just took my PT and INR, and it's at 2.6. So my numbers are great for today. And I was like, okay, that those couple pieces of broccoli did their job. Helped me to stay in range. So a lot of what I'm going to be doing keto, a little bit of keto, and my main thing that I'm going to be doing is the carnivore diet. I went to the store and picked up some meat today. I picked up some more tri-tip steak. Let's see, I picked up some more ground beef. I have chicken drumettes that I'm going to be using. Let's see, Nightbot, Joyful. What were you thinking? Morning. Hello from California. Do you eat pork and pork fat the way you use beef? I am just joining in and I have a bad connection. Well, hi, Joy Forever. I am glad that you are here. And I wanted to make sure that I welcomed in a Coca-Cola for you. And let's see if I can. Hello from California. Do you eat pork and pork fat the way you use beef? No. Now, like I eat bacon. Like I said, what I like to use is bacon. So I eat a lot of bacon. And that is mainly what I've eaten. I have had some pork steak, and then I eat a lot of the ribs. I eat a lot of the ribs, and I will eat pork chops also. Haven't had any pork chops since I have been doing carnivore. Um, but those are mainly the meats that I eat that are pork. And I enjoy the way that I cook them. I season them really good. Now I hear a lot of people talking about, I think it's called pork belly, and I had saw some in the store, but that was a lot of fat to me. I saw it and I was like, I've been wanting to try this pork belly. I believe that's what they call it, that everyone is talking about. But to me, that is a lot of fat. So I haven't tried the pork belly yet, but I'm still watching a lot of people with that. Joy Forever. Uh, I am joining in. I have a bad connection. Okay. I hope that this is showing correctly where everyone can hear. Um, thank you. Yes. So to me, yes, pork is delicious. Yeah, pork is good. I'm loving, the pork that I'm using. And then also, and I like a lot of sausage too. So I do use pork. I use pork. I use I use lamb. I've eaten lamb since I have been doing carnivore. I have eaten bison burgers since I have been doing carnivore. And I even had some the Wagyu beef. I even got to try some of that since I have been doing carnivore. So I'm learning a lot of different ways that I'm able to cook my meats. A Coca-Cola for you. I'm still here. Your voice and manner of speaking is therapeutic for me, so I'm just listening. I think your blood work numbers sound good based on what I read up. Oh, well, great. Thank you. My electrolytes also, yeah, I want to talk about those because those came back good. Like my sodium, I usually have a problem with my sodium being on the low side. Um, the standard range for sodium was 135 to 145, and I was at 143, so that was good. I've always had a problem with my potassium, and I've always had a problem with atrial fibrillation. Seems like forever. But since I have been doing the carnivore diet, I have noticed that my atrial fibrillation has seemed to be improving. This is something that I'm going to talk to my doctor about because I have been checking it. And even on my blood pressure cuff, I use the Omron, and it will show you when you have this irregularity going on. And mine has been showing where it is not irregular so much. I know that this is because of the diet that I am using, the carnivore diet. Um, like I said, I have seen a lot of improvement since I've been on the carnivore diet. And what really surprises me now, when I was dieting, every time that I have dieted, I have halitosis. You really don't have, I have no halitosis on the carnivore diet. And I heard someone say that, and I was saying, okay, I know that. So you'll see me just sitting and I'm just blowing. You get blowing, then I kind of, and there's nothing. I'm like, okay, so I have no halitosis on the carnivore diet. I think that is really, really great. And I think it was Dr. Berry said that if you have halitosis on the carnivore diet, that means that you're doing something wrong. Make sure that you go and see your doctor, that something is going on. So that's one of the great benefits of the carnivore diet. Also, what supplements do you take for electrolytes? Now, for my electrolytes, I take potassium, I take magnesium, I take vitamin D3, I take zinc, and that is it. Those are the electrolytes that I take on a regular basis. Doing carnivore. Let's see, I have it right here on the bed. But I take those on a regular basis um, since I have been doing the carnivore diet and also the keto diet. So it's the magnesium, the potassium, vitamin D3, vitamin C. I knew I had left out one. The vitamin C and then zinc. And these are supplements that my doctor says that she encourages me to take these supplements also. At one point, I was taking a vitamin B complex, but I have stopped taking that as much because I had a reaction to one that I bought, and it was the vitamin B complex with B12. And I took it was a sublingual fast acting liquid, and I had a bad reaction with that, so then I stopped the vitamin B12. Now, vitamin B12 though is something that I'm probably going to add back in because it helps with nerves, um, that type of thing, and also I took it for like numbing in my toes, that type of thing when I first started the keto diet, and that vitamin B12 worked great for that. So that is what I am going to be adding the vitamin B12 back in for. And those are the electrolytes that I take on a regular and daily basis. I haven't tried any of like the electrolyte powders that everyone talks about, like Element or what's the other one? There's another one. Keto Chow drops and different things like that. I am looking at adding in one of those into my diet if necessary. But I believe, as far as my labs and everything was so perfect that I feel like everything is just on point where it needs to be right now. So if what do they say? If it's not broke, don't what hot. If it you know what I'm talking about. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But anyhow, Joy says, I take all of those also. I was wondering if I had to buy extra supplements such as Element. That's what I'm saying. I haven't had to buy anything extra as far as supplements. And those are the ones that I have been taking for a long time. I was on a vitamin, and I think I have that here, but I stopped taking the vitamin and more or less just started taking what I felt like I needed, and the doctor kind of agreed with me. I was taking one a day, multivitamin, multi-mineral supplement, proactive, 65 plus for men and women. I was taking that tablet, but then I, you know, talked to the doctor, and it came out better where I just was able to take the supplements that I named earlier. And like I say, I am doing good on just those supplements. And then some, I know that I'm going to talk to my doctor about adding in iodine, because I have always, since I have been doing keto for so long, and now especially with the carnivore diet, I noticed that my feet are cold and my hands are cold sometimes. And I've heard Dr. Berry and some of the other doctors, Dr. Chaffee, Dr. Westman, and others, say that this would be related to an iodine deficiency. So I'm going to talk to my doctor about that, if I need to add in some iodine drops. So I tell everyone, before you start adding in supplements as far as for your electrolytes and different things, and adding in everything that you hear everybody say that they're taking, make sure that you talk to your doctor first, especially if you're already on medications. What about your salt? Did you change the Redmond's to Redmond's Real Salt? I haven't changed to Redmond's Real Salt now. I still use the Himalayan pink salt a lot because I know it has a lot of great benefits, but I have never tried uh, the Redmond's Real Salt. Just a moment. Come in.
I forgot to plug in your phone.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back for like 10 minutes.
Okay. All right. Bye bye. That's my grandson bringing my phone back. Thank you for answering my question. This is also new to me. This is also it's new to me also. I've only been doing carnivore for a month, about a month and almost a week, but a month. And like I said, I am enjoying it. It is so easy to do. Um, the meats taste delicious. Plus, like I said, you're able to use some dairy. You're able to have eggs. You're able to, cook with things like butter, bacon grease, all of those different things. But it's a good. They said it's like an elimination diet, but I guess you can call it an elimination diet because you're just eating certain things. But I'm really enjoying it. Okay, a Coca-Cola for you says, will you be willing to create an Amazon wish list? If so, I'll gladly send you some iodine, the same kind that Dr. Barry's wife uses. Or if you can provide a shipping address, I can send it there. I most certainly will because I would love to try some of the iodine. I have been watching Nisha, and that's where I have been learning a lot about some of the different dishes that I can have. On the ketovore and the carnivore diet. She makes some very good dishes and she gives out some really, really great information. I have been watching Dr. Ken Berry and Nishi, a lot of their Q&As, and I'm actually getting ready to join their community because I was watching and they give a lot of great information in their community. And also they have some great guests that they really feature. And like I said, and then Dr. Ken Berry, the proper human diet. I'm learning a lot from listening to his YouTube videos and also getting in on his Q and A's. I will be doing that, creating an Amazon wish list. A lot of the things are very new to me, and so it takes me a while to a lot of I end up doing research on it or going to YouTube. How do I set up an Amazon wish list? Blah blah blah. But I kind of have an idea because I have been looking at Amazon and I will put this information on there. If you use Himalayan pink salt for your sodium and minerals, please use one that has been certified as being Himalayan pink salt. There are tons of faint pink salts that are dyed pink and aren't good. Well, thank you for that information. I've never even thought about anything like that. But they do everything else to trick us with our foods. I could actually see them dyeing the salt pink. Wow, what they won't go through sometime in the food industry to get us to eat things. Isn't that just amazing? Some of the things that they say, some of the things that they do, and especially when they see that you're doing really, really good, and especially if it's going against medicine, from what I can see, they will start saying that it's bad, it's not good to use. They would prefer for us to use things like sugar, use the real thing, but use less of it and different things like that. Um, I think that we have to really decide for ourselves what's best for us, what products and different things we can use and that work for us. And then that's what we have to focus on. There may be times that we have to change, switch, tweak, whatever you want to call it, but that's necessary for us to do, especially sometimes just to keep seeing progress. And so that's where I was at when I started doing the carnivore diet. And like I said, the carnivore diet, it is getting my scale moving again. It's clearing my skin up. I'm feeling great. I know my body has less inflammation because I can feel it. Um, I have shoulder pain. I have back pain. I have knee pain. I have muscular pain from arthritis and different things. And a lot of these aren't, how do I want to say, as severe as they have been. I could tell the difference when I started the carnivore diet. And that was one thing that made me want to go ahead and extend it out and do it more. I'm going to do the carnivore diet for, like I said, 30 more days. And then I may extend it 30 more days because my goal is to actually do it 90 days. I've already done it for 30. And like I said, the results are great. My labs are great. It's easy to follow. It's cut back on my grocery bill. It really has cut back on my grocery bill a lot. And like I say, it's a good diet to follow. Um, Anyhow, I hope that I have given you all some good information about the carnivore diet, letting you know that it is sustainable, and that it is something that you can do, and that you will really get some good results. And I want to say that I will be back again to keep you updated on my carnivore journey, to share with you the benefits that I'm having, and to share with you things that are happening, that are new to me, things that are happening that may not be so good for me. How is the weight loss on the scale going? The weight loss is slow. It has been slow starting off on the carnivore diet. I believe it was the first week I lost something like the first couple of weeks I lost 2 or 3 pounds. Then I gained something like 4 pounds, and I feel like that was from with the exercising and adding in a lot more meat, which I had started doing. Then the scale went down to 238. Now I'm down to 236. But to get there, it has been a month. But I have such other great benefits that I know that the weight loss isn't going to come real fast from listening to a lot of people, doing my research at first. So now I am looking for more weight loss this second month. Um, we'll see how it goes, but I feel like as long as I stick to basically eating the meats with the water or the liquids that I'm having, that I'm going to see some great results because meat has no fiber. So I feel like um, that is really, you know, good. This Nightbot says, Joy Forever Terminator, stop spamming. Caps warning. I don't even know what that means. Thank you, Joy Forever. And yes, and thank you. How's the weight loss on the scale going? Yes. So I'm hoping during the second month that I'm going to see more weight loss. I am going to be adding in more exercise during the second month, and also I'm going to be a little less stressed as far as my moving situation. Now I am still. What is this Nightbot saying? I am spamming. I have no idea. I don't even know. I have no idea. Stop spamming. I have no idea. This is something new to me also. But like I say, I am still learning on here as far as different things to do. And I don't have Nightbot, but that was something I was going to put on. So I guess I'll have to check on that. But I want to say that I am so glad that you all have joined me tonight. I hope that I've given you some great information as far as the carnivore diet, um, as far as some of the things that you can expect when you start carnivore. Just remember, you want to make sure that you're staying hydrated. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. It's very necessary, especially when you're starting your diet, because your body is adjusting and you want to make sure that you have enough electrolytes. If you keep your electrolytes up, you're not going to feel bad as far as what people say they go through the keto flu and different things. You can avoid a lot of those bad feelings by making sure that your electrolytes are you're keeping those up in balance. Also, make sure that you try different cuts of meat. You can eat fish. I do salmon. You can do organ meats. You can do, sausages. Lots of different cuts of meat. So that's what I am doing now, trying different cuts of meat. I've ran into some meats that I don't like as much, and then some I enjoy greatly. I also listen to my body, how it feels and how I am adjusting. What am I learning from my body? I'm learning a lot of different things of how my body is reacting and how it reacts to different foods when I add those foods back in. I know with foods which actually bloat me, like the spinach. Oh, it really bloats me up. And spinach, I love spinach smoothies. So I know that if I ever decide that I'll, have spinach again, I know what reaction to expect. And more than anything, I want to say be patient because it takes time for your body to adapt. Like I said, I was looking for an excessive amount of weight loss. I'm just down to 236, but I'm happy for that amount of weight loss because it could have been where it wasn't any at all. So um, I'm not getting discouraged. I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to give up, even though I don't see what I want to say immediate results. I actually saw faster results with the ketogenic diet, but I am enjoying the carnivore diet so much, and the benefits that I'm getting, which is mainly the inflammation, is what has gotten me to do this diet from the beginning because my inflammation was so high. So I'm really enjoying it. And I just want to say that if you're like me, don't get discouraged. If you're not getting immediate results, keep going. Just keep going, and you're going to get a whoosh. You are going to get a whoosh. Believe that. I'm waiting on my whoosh. I had one, and I know I'm going to have another whoosh. So that's it for my live today. I just wanted to get on here and let you know that I'm doing great with the carnivore diet. I am enjoying the carnivore diet. I'm having good results with the carnivore diet. If it's something that you want to do, I would say give it a try. I think that you would like it. Thanks for the encouragement. Have a blessed evening. Same to you, a Coca-Cola for you. Thank you, Joy, forever for joining me. Thank you. Um, Joshua Gabriel for joining in. And I hope that I haven't missed anyone. I'm scrolling back through here to see. Veronica, I've been mostly carnivore a few weeks. The scale says about 5 pounds gone, but I can see visually I am getting smaller. That was what I forgot to mention. That is true, Veronica. Welcome, welcome. That is one thing that I have uh, noticed is I am getting smaller. It seems like I am getting leaner. My bat wings are getting smaller. Um, but these are all just great, great benefits of the carnivore diet. And like I say, even though the scale isn't moving, I know that I am losing inches. I started over here taking my inch measurement this evening, and I can't find my previous measurements. I said I'm going to have to go back through my video so I can find my measurements at the beginning of the carnivore diet. But since I've been moving, I cannot find my previous measurements to know exactly how many inches I have lost. But I know that I have lost inches. So what I'm doing is taking my measurements, and then I'm going to go back through my videos before the carnivore diet and find that information because I want to make that comparison for myself also. Veronica says, I still drink coffee with creamer and a Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee once per week. Just can't let it go and will alcohol, LOL. Now, I don't drink coffee since I have been doing carnivore. I have not drank coffee. So I'm not doing the coffee thing with the creamer, but I do have an occasional adult drink, and that's the skinny margarita. I believe it's something like a skinny margarita. So that would be my downfall as far as an alcoholic drink. I have that sometimes. Um, but as far as anything else, not really. But I know what you're talking about, the alcohol. Laugh out loud. Um, Veronica says mostly watered down tea with fresh lemon squeezed in and stevia to sweeten it. Yes, that's teas are very, very good to drink on the carnivore diet or on the ketogenic diet. Um, I haven't been drinking a lot of tea, but I did bring a lot of tea with me. I got green tea. I've got I think I know I have like 4 different bags of tea, and I said I'm going to start drinking more tea and add that in. But like I said, mostly what I drink is the apple cider vinegar with the lemon juice and just a little bit of Himalayan pink salt at times. And then I drink a lot of water. I try to drink anywhere from 4 to 6 minimum amount of water bottles daily, and they have 16.9 ounces of water in those bottles. And then I really try to just make sure that I am replenishing my electrolytes. Um, Veronica, I imagine if I gave those up, I'd be losing like crazy. I'm drinking beer right now. Yeah, true. That is true because whenever you drink alcohol, and I remind myself of this, whenever you drink alcohol, your body is going to stop burning whatever it's burning, and it's going to go to that alcohol and burn that first. So your body lacks alcohol too. So you got to remember that. Anytime you start drinking alcohol, from what I've always understood or what I was taught as far as being a keto coach, your body stops burning your fat, it stops burning your glucose, and it starts burning that alcohol. And it's going to burn that alcohol before it burns anything else. So I think about that when I am drinking those little margaritas. So that kind of helps me detour from that sometimes. But from what I understand, I hear people say that it is okay. You can have some occasional drinks of alcohol on your weight loss journey, but you got to make sure that you are. I think you're supposed to have the clear liquors, and mix them with things like spritzer water or club soda or something like that. Nothing heavy is from what I understand. So, like I say, when I don't usually go out a lot, but when I do, if I do plan something, I'm going out with another couple, me and my husband or whatever, I will plan on having an adult drink or an adult beverage of some type. And I actually try to just work that in to my lifestyle. I know that for that night or for the next couple of nights, because I'm having alcohol or something like that, then I'm not going to be burning as much as far as ketones. And then also, I was listening to Dr. Ken Berry today and Dr. Westman, one of their videos that they had done together. And they were talking about, they gave so much information, but they were just talking about different things that can slow down your weight loss and different studies, that have been conducted on a lot of different things. But again, like I say, Veronica, I'm glad that you have come in to join us for tonight. Remember to put yourself first. Stay focused on you, stay focused on your weight loss journey. You have to take care of yourself in order to take care of others. And remember, if you feel good, then you're going to relay that to others, and you're going to spill that over to others. You're going to smile more, and you're going to want to share yourself more. So feel good, feeling good about yourself, and you're going to want to let others know that also. But I want to let you know that you can do it. You can lose weight. Sometimes just because we're so big and we're so used to not doing things, because it was really hard for me to get up and to actually get out of my chair and to actually get out of my bed and actually start walking. And it was very hard at first because I did have a walker. And I would take my walker and I would go right out there in that field and go right on with my walker, put my walker down. Eventually, before it was over, I would put my walker over there on the side on the bleachers, and I would started walking around that field without that walker. Okay, but you can do it. Put your mind to it, and you can do it. Put your mind to it, and you can do it. I'm here to tell you you can. Hey. But anyhow, put your mind to it and you can do it. Remember that. Be like the little train that could. Be like the little train that could say, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. But change that to, I know I can, know I can. I know I can. Okay. So for everyone, thank you for joining in. Stay focused on your journey. And remember, you all, we got this. This is Keto Granny saying, have a good night. I will see you again, hopefully, in a few days. I have a video that I'm working on releasing, just showing some of the carnivore foods that I have been eating and just giving a little bit more information. But everyone, have a good night and stay blessed. And remember that we can do this. Pray and stay focused on yourself and love everybody. Bye bye. Thank you, Miss Veronica. We're going to have to do that together one day.